Hey guys, so today I want to share with you a couple of concerns that I'm starting to see with Victor Wembanyama so-called rookie cards, and a couple of other hobby happenings that I'd like to share with you. You ready? Then let's do it. Hello and welcome, rookie card collecting friends. Victor, the rookie card specialist. If you are new to this channel, welcome. Here, it's all about rookie cards. We look at the past and present day status of the rookie card, all in an effort to better understand this hobby icon. Now, today I want to start simply by just a little bit of housekeeping things here in the back on top of my shelf. I'm starting to just move things around, and I'm wanting to do a couple of things differently, and I want to share some magazines with you. My magazine collecting is something that I started maybe last year, something that I don't take very seriously, but it has to do with Sports Illustrated covers, especially the first cover of a certain player. And I have a bunch of magazine covers that I want to send in to CGC in due time, and I just want to share with you a couple of CGC slabs that I have, because I'm going to be putting them up on my bookshelf, and I realize that I've never shown these to, at least to my audience. I know I was able to share them with Big Scott 35, who one day asked me if I do any secondary collecting, and I shared with him these two magazine covers that I'm getting ready to share with you. So that was kind of cool. I like covers that are meaningful. I like, obviously the first covers of an athlete are very popular in this space. Um, this is a pretty pricey hobby for me, but I still enjoy it. Just the rich history of Sports Illustrated magazines that they started, back in 1954 was the first cover, and then they've just they used to do a magazine cover every week. Now I believe they don't do it; they do it monthly, I believe now. But it's really something that really interests me. And I'm going to start with one that I purchased last year that's going to be going up on the bookshelf, and that is this beautiful Mickey Mantle CGC cover of the Mick. This one is just absolutely beautiful. Um, the red letters of the Sports Illustrated just pop. It's a beautiful image of Mickey Mantle that you don't see everywhere. It's not a very common photo, but the glare. I was afraid of the glare. That stinks. But really, really like this one. A lot of similarities to sports card collecting as far as grading scales, as far as value of grading scales, as far as first covers or momentous covers, right? But I like the personal aspect of it. I just really enjoy the aesthetic of this magazine cover. I also have this one of Muhammad Ali. This has a very unique story in my life. This fight that he had with Leon Spinks. I remember late in Muhammad Ali's career where my dad and I, we used to watch a lot of sports. My dad loved boxing. Boxing was something that was on pretty regularly on main television typically on Saturdays. And I remember watching a fight. My dad was a huge Muhammad Ali fan, and so was I. But I remember one day watching a fight. Ali lost, and he lost to Leon Spinks, and I just remember seeing the whooping that he took in that fight, and it just, I was very young. I don't, maybe 7 years old, 8 years old, um, but I got pretty emotional when Muhammad Ali lost that night, and I was devastated, and I think a lot of it too was just my dad was pretty upset about it too. My dad was. It just, I don't know. It was just him losing and the way he lost. It just seemed like he just took a pretty good pound in that fight. But then several months later, I don't remember dates right now, but well, September 25th, 1978 was the date on this cover, And on this issue, it highlights the rematch of Muhammad Ali and Leon Spinks. And I remember watching that fight as well. And I tell you what, Muhammad Ali, as the cover says there, the champ again. Muhammad Ali redeemed himself and put a whooping on Leon Spinks to regain the title. And it was a pretty glorious day, happy day when he won the fight. And ran across this Sports Illustrated cover that kind of highlights the moment, and it's those types of things that there's a story behind it that I'm attached to. And I remember the guy that I bought this from, he asked me, of all of the magazine covers that I have here, why this one? And he just found it kind of odd, and I went ahead and told him the story that this was I have memories of his fights with Leon Spinks, and so when I just had to have it. And so it's one of those things, right? It's not always about value. It's not always about money, and I believe that's the biggest differentiator in the hobby today is the hobby, for at least the hobby that I know. It was always collecting first and values were secondary. And it seems like today in the ultra modern hobby, that's flipped. It's all about money first and collecting secondary. And that's, I guess, disheartening, but at the same time, it's the reality of things. And so, we have to adapt and conquer. We have to find our lane and be happy with that. And where I have to really realize myself is that, hey, times have changed, things have changed, and I have to accept that and move on. There's nothing that I can really do to change the hobby, wanting to invest and make it all about money first. I don't think there's anything that any of us can really do. That just seems to be the trend. But also another trend that seems to be happening. Well, hold on. I'll be right back. I'm gonna go switch this around on the bookshelf. Hold on.
1 hour later.
Okay. Okay, so I don't know how well we can see that. I might tweak it a little bit. But on this side, I have all of the first issues of Beckett magazine, the first baseball, basketball, football, and hockey issues. And over here, I put the two Sports Illustrated covers that I just shown you. And I don't know, I'm just playing around with things and just trying to get a different background. But anyways, as I was saying, as far as another trend that seems to be happening is a lot of talk about downward trends, right? Downward hobby trends, that the markets are going down, and is the hobby crashing, that sort of thing. And I've talked about this before, but I don't really think that it's a disinterest in the hobby, that hobbyists are not no longer um, excited about the hobby. I don't think the hobby's dying per se. I think that's a little exaggerated, a little dramatic, even for me. But I would say that things, to me, anyways, are going back to normal, and that's not a bad thing. I think the COVID era brought in certain people, and those people are probably gone. And I just think things are slowing down. And then there's so much talk, but it's the time of year too. We're coming into November, we're coming into the holidays, and as far back as I can remember, it just seems like that's a very common thing. This isn't nothing new. This has been going on for decades. It's typically around the holidays, come November, December, even January. There's a dip in the market. Things start softening. People don't buy as much because people need their money for the holidays. There's a lot of us that we're not made of money. We don't have it like that, and so yes, there's going to be a softening of the market overall during those months. And then come February, things start ramping up pretty good. And so always keeping that in mind, that the market is always fluctuating. And it's not. Also, I think card shows could be affecting the market sales. I think there's a lot more cash transactions that are happening in person. I do know that there's more frequency of card shows. And so, me as a consumer, what do I want most? Do I want, a steady diet of eBay purchases, or do I want to save some money and go to a card show and make some deals face to face? I love my favorite um, way of buying cards is at a card show personally. And so, because there's so many frequent card shows, well, I don't have a need for eBay as much as I do, or at least as much as I have in the past. And so I think the card market is also affecting market sales online, anyways. And so, uh, but I think it's all coming back to normal. It's nothing that's um, unhealthy about the hobby at all. Me personally, I'd like to save my money, and I like to go to a card show, and I like to go to the card shows with some cake, because the more cake I have, the better deals I'm going to get in person. So, yeah. Also, Mike Trout, I am considering picking up some Mike Trout cards, at least a couple more, because his market is softening, and I don't think it's because of card shows and that. I think it's because of his performance. His performance has not been there the last 2-3 years. I recently seen some numbers on him, and I forgot where I saw it, but it was pretty scary, the kind of numbers he's been putting up the last few seasons. But I'm one where I haven't given up on him yet. One thing that I have noticed about Mike Trout, and I could be 100% wrong, but in my opinion, um, it seems like to me, anyways, that as soon as he got married and started having a family, I think his priorities shifted, and I think that's really he probably is distracted. He probably doesn't have much. Those are two big life altering changes, and I don't know if he's adjusting very well in the role of being a husband or the role of being a father. I think, being a young man, being pulled in 100 different directions, going at 100 miles an hour, and now you add the complexity and responsibility of a family. I think that could be affecting him. But I do think that it'll be like that old Rocky movie, right? Where his wife comes through and gives him that speech at the end, where Adrian, right? That's her name. Adrian would come and talk to Rocky and kind of give him that inspiring speech. And that just infuses this energy in Rocky, and he goes out and gets the job done. I think similarly, I'm hoping that's going to happen with Mike Trout. I believe if that does, I believe he will have a resurgence. He will have the second half of his season where he was going to string together at least a few good seasons. So I haven't given up on Mike Trout yet. I'm actually okay with his market coming down some, because I think I'm going to pounce at least on a couple of more cards. Lastly, I want to talk to you guys about Victor Wembanyama. I'm starting to see a lot of hype, and it is exciting, right, man? I get it. I mean, the kid's got a few moves, but I also believe that the marketing approach for Victor Wembanyama is absolutely amazing, because I scroll through my social medias and all I see are these amazing highlights of him, but it shows all the good stuff. They don't show any of the bad stuff. And so that's a brilliant marketing that they're doing with this young man. But I guess, time will tell. And I don't know. He seems to be very athletic for a man his size, but we'll see. I don't have a problem with that. I actually love seeing that. What I am having some concerns with is, this past week we had Prizm draft picks and prospects, I believe is the name of the product. It's basically a collegiate product. And so they have cards of Victor Wembanyama. Everything's all, with a collegiate type format. You look at the back of the card, it doesn't have the proper licensing. It's just a very generic rookie card. And that's the other thing, right? They put the rookie card logo on a collegiate draft picks and prospects product. And to me, that is just really out of order, just muddies the waters all the more. And I really dislike this product for that reason. And it's one of them things where I feel like we've, again, another example of how we don't look to comply. When I say we, I'm talking about the card manufacturers. We don't look to comply. Instead, we look for loopholes. How can we create a loophole? How can we create this gray area where we can get away with something like this and just putting a rookie card logo on a collegiate draft picks and prospects product is against the rules, and nobody's holding their feet to the fire. And a lot of collectors are out there calling these rookie cards. I even seen a video clip with Pac-Man on there. As a matter of fact, I want to show you this video clip on the popular breaking channel, Pac-Man. Listen to what he says here.
4 inserts per box. First off the line, 2 shimmer parallels to 19 or less. There's blue to 19, red to 9, and green to 3. And then here is the back of the box with everything we can find and a million collegiate stickers. Here we go. So, Wemby, Scoot, and Brandon Miller are in this. They do not have autographs. They don't sign with Panini. They're with Fanatics and Topps. So they are in here in rookie card form. This is their first kind of like true rookie cards you'll see from Panini. I don't think they've had much in the way of kind of releases like this. But yeah, they have cards but not autographs. And now,
so yeah, it's things like this, right, is very concerning. There just seems to be such a broad ignorance of what a rookie card really is. And that's how come I'm really inspired to educate. And this is the type of thing. These cards are not rookie cards. They're fantastic cards, but they're rookie year cards. That's the bottom line. These cards do not qualify under the guideline, not under the old guidelines or the new guidelines. And when I speak of the guidelines, I do have a free document that you can download at your convenience or check out at your convenience. The link to that document is in the description below. It is attached to my website, truerookiecards.com, and it is called Rookie Card Guidelines and Best Practices. And that, my friends, is where I've taken the rookie card guidelines of old and the new rookie cards established by the Players Association in 2006. I have updated some because some were obsolete, but what I've done is I've merged both documents and I've created one to give us rookie card guidelines and best practices. And when I filter these draft picks and prospects, Victor Wembanyama rookie cards through those guidelines, the end result is those are not rookie cards. Those are rookie year cards. With that said, friends, I hope you have a great rest of your week. I hope this video finds you doing well. And as I always like to say, remember, my friends, not all rookie cards are created equal. Until next time, buenos nachos, muchachos.